Hi everyone, this is my Mercedes 2004 SL500 and I'm going to show you how to take this door panel off and remove the window regulator inside. First, take off this window triangular piece here. You pull it out and then lift it up. This tab is a little broken here, so I'm not exactly sure if you can just pull that out or not, but that's how I've done mine. I've pulled it out and lifted it up. Next thing you want to do is remove all these little torque screws on this silver panel here. There are 6 of them. There's one underneath here that you can't see. Once you've got all the torque screws removed, you just pull the panel off and it should come off with relative ease. Next, remove this SRS emblem, SRS airbag. Just twist it and pull, and that should come right out. And there is a hex head nut in there that you've got to get out. Don't worry about it falling. There is a tunnel there. Next, you want to remove all the clips with a pry tool. Starts about halfway down the door. There's some red tabs in there, and take your plastic pry tool and pop them out and go all the way around the door on the bottom and on the side here and pop all of those clips. The ones along the bottom are going to be a little bit more difficult, so make sure you stick your head under there and make sure that all these red clips are separated from the door. We'll get yourself in a clean and jerk position here, and you just want to jerk this thing up real quick. There, like that. Now hold this panel still here. Make sure you don't drop it. Just hold it with your knee. Make sure you get the lock actuator button out of there. Remove the lock latch here, and you just unhook it there, push it back, push back the sheath, and it'll come right out. Next thing you want to do is remove these electrical cables here. You can let the door down after you've removed the lock actuator handle, and now you've just got to remove all these cables here. Just squeeze and pull them all out. You don't have to mark them or anything. They can only go back in one way. So just squeeze those and pull them right out. And they can only go back one way, so don't worry about it. Okay. Oh, there's one more left. Right there. And the door should be able to come off. Oh, I've got one more there. I missed the blue one. So squeeze that one. And pull it out. So you should have everything disconnected now. Now you can remove the door panel and set it aside. And this is what it looks like now. Now remove the 2 bolts for the keyless go unit. Now that you've got those bolts removed, you can just pull this unit out and down, and that'll give you access to the bolt on the speaker there. So now remove all the torque screws holding on the speaker. There's 4 of them. There's actually 5 bolts. There's one hidden inside here, so don't forget that one. Now remove the speaker connector. You push on the back of this connector right there, squeeze it, and then pull it out. Once all 5 of those bolts are out, you should be able to pull this right off. And it comes right out. So next we're going to get the window out. So you need to unbolt that screw right there. That's a 10mm. And the other side is also a 10mm. And take the bolts out. So once you've pulled the window out, you need to go to the side here, and you've got this rubber molding here that you need to peel back. And if you can see that screw in there, I don't know, but there is a screw in there, right there, and you need to loosen that. You need to take that bolt out that holds the front guide on. And there's going to be 2 bolts on each side on the guide on the bottom here. So the bottom of this guide, you got to take a plug out and take that bolt out. And same with this side. Underneath the door here, there's going to be a bolt that you need to take out. So I'm going to do this top one first on the side of the door. I've got a really long extension here and a 10mm wrench, and I'm going to loosen the bolt there like the WIS says. It says slacken it. Okay, that looks like it moved something there. So I slackened it. That's about as much as I'm going to do it. So what that just did is it loosened that bolt, and I've got my hand down here on the rail, and see, that pulls it out. So that's what holds it to the top. There. So that was the bolt that held the top of this back rail in, this guide rail. And now if we go to the bottom of the same rail, there's going to be a 10mm bolt on the bottom here. There's 2 caps here. Let's see, there's a cap. It's the forwardmost cap, and there's a 10mm bolt there that you need to remove. When taking off these lower rail bolts, it might be a good idea to mark them, because there is an adjustment there. You can move them side to side there. I can see where that old bolt, where the old nut went, but you might want to take note of that. If it's not obvious like this, you might want to mark it. So it's actually a 10mm nut that I was removed from the bottom there. So I've got the top nut loosened, the bottom nut removed, and now I can move this this side back and forth. So now I need to do the front guide rail. So the front guide rail, the top is, this top rail is secured to this bolt right here, so we just need to remove that one, and then we'll go down and remove the bottom one. Alright, so I've got the top bolt removed and the bottom bolt removed, and now you just need to finagle it out of position here, and there, it's loose. So next we're going to need to remove the motor from the regulator mechanism there. So we need to peel back this vapor barrier so we can get to the bolts. Okay, I've pulled some of this vapor barrier off here so I can get to these bolts. There's 3. There's one down there, one there, and one there, and they are torx bolts. Once we got those bolts out, or screws, and you can just pull this thing off, And then you need to push it out of here. There's two retaining sort of tabs here. You just need to get those pushed in, and then you can push this whole thing inside. A way you can get these through there is just squeeze two of these prongs, and with your other hand, with a small screwdriver, push it in. Or you can take a pair of needle nose pliers, squeeze two of these prongs, and then with a small screwdriver, with your other hand, push the third one in, and it should pop out. Okay, with the guide rails nuts out, I was able to get it in this position here, and it'll come out. You just got to finagle it a little bit. You don't even have to finagle it that much. It's not that hard to get out, and it is out. So just remember how you took it out. That's how it looks when it goes back in. You can tell by the nut that you just loosened there. Goes to the back of the door, and you've got the cable assembly with the tabs here facing this way, which faces the inner part of the door here.